I get so many questions about that, and there is no crankcase filter on an 06 or 07. I've never actually looked inside here. It blows out just fine. Air coming out of there. About your crankcase breather walking. Well, guys, we got a hole in the block on Bertha. But don't worry, it's not what you guys think. So if you guys look way down deep into that crevice, you'll see there's this. All right, this is for a part of the crankcase ventilation system. See all the oil that's on it? See how fucked up that is? So, this thing decided that it wanted to leak. Now, initially, I wasn't going to do a video on this, because I was like, all right, cool, I'll just buy the block-off plate, call it a day. Look at all that. It decided to start blowing oil. So, this truck has 372,000 miles on it. So I decided we're going to pull anything and everything to do with the crankcase ventilation system, because over time, all of this stuff, let's get this hose out of here. This is one of the hoses that goes down and necks down and whatnot. And over time, these things kind of wear out and they start to leak over time. You can see there's oil all over it. So it's just time. Now, what does a man do in this ordinary situation? It's not really a common situation. So we got everything pulled out. I went on Full Send Diesel's website, I think on Thursday, and I ordered the block-off plate from King Speed, right? Usually when I order from Full Send Diesel, they're close enough, it comes pretty quick. Well, I didn't think about that because it's not an FSD part, so it's coming from Bowling Green, Kentucky, so it won't be here till Tuesday. And I'm like, look, I don't want to wait till Tuesday, so I'm just going to have this random King Speed lift pump block-off plate in stock. It is what it is. I'll just make my own block-off plate. So I'm going to take this, because I'm pretty sure it's leaking from that as well. We're going to go take this to the vise. Probably clean all this up, give it a nice paint, and then throw it back on. But I also went and got a lift pump gasket, which apparently fits a lot of the gas Fords, the gas Chevys. This gasket is used for everything. So I went and got one. It was like $3, not even. And that means we'll be able to reuse this factory hole here, which will allow us to put the harness. There's a little plug right here. We'll be able to bolt that back in. So I'll just have one in stock. I'm not going to return it. I like Full Send Diesel, so I'm not going to fucking, you know what I mean? I've already ordered it. It was like $53 after shipping the whole 9 yards. So I'm not worried about it. Let's go fabricate this and turn it into something that it was not. We're basically just going to weld that hole shut and try our best not to warp it. So I'm probably just going to hit that out with a hammer, because I swear it's leaking through that. And yeah, I don't... See if it works. Safety squints activate. I had to re-flatten it back out. So, we're gonna make it nice. Clean this material off. We got this for that. Trim down this side, not that it's necessary, but you know, OCD. I hear a Cummins outside, so that'll be a second video. All right, we got the old paint booth. Hey guys, how she turned out. Just waiting on that last spot to dry. That spot's not really hot, so I'm gonna take a nice little heat gun to it. And we are using the 2000 degree high heat engine enamel. So let's go get this thing installed, and I'll show you what the previous owner did. All right, so if you guys don't know, that tube goes up into, this is what the previous owner did. So I'm pretty sure this was from the top, and then this goes down into the bottom. Now, he replaced the hose with this red one that just looks janky and is just not the right one. That's been on my truck ever since I bought it. I didn't know that I could get rid of it until something failed, and yeah, so we're probably going to pull the valve cover today. I'm going to show you what these things use as a crankcase filter, because 06, 07 trucks are unlike any of the other trucks. 03 to 05 has a crankcase filter that's replaceable. All the 6.7s have a huge, massive crankcase filter at the top. So pretty much what we're gonna do is get everything cleaned up, cleaned out. Like you see how janky these are? Like these are actually sweating oil. This system's gone. Like I said, I'm pretty sure, actually I know that's the top one because I had to put that hose back on there. So this is a one-way check valve. Now I'm pretty sure that crankcase pressure is supposed to come up this way and go into the valve cover on this side and then out the other way. Or it's an oil drain, one or the other. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna, for science purposes here, make myself look like an idiot, and I'm gonna blow in this hose and see which way it goes. Okay, well then I think it's a drain because I can't blow anything into it. Let's try blowing into it the other way. Look at that. So that is an oil drain. So pretty much anything that comes into the valve cover, so that is unneeded, it's unnecessary. So pretty much that is just gonna put oil back down into there. So let's pull this valve cover off and show you guys what Dodge uses as a crankcase filter. I've never actually looked inside here, but this is looks like a Fleet Guard part number, and this is removable. So let's pull this out, because I do have people asking me how they change these on the 06, 07 trucks, and I'm pretty sure that this is a hollow box, but let's find out. So from what I understand, I am going to be the only person on YouTube who has ever done a video on the 06, 07 valve covers. So what I'm noticing here is that my Torx bits are not happy about getting in here. So what I'm having to do is I'm putting this is the safety bit, I'm putting this in here, and I do have to give it a decent little tappy tap. Sometimes it still breaks free, like that one isn't happy about it, so I'm gonna have to do that a couple of times over and over. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 to go. All right, the anticipation is killing us. What is inside of a 2006 valve cover? Oh man, that's what you get. Is it an empty box? Do we cut it open to find out? I'm definitely not cutting that open to find out. Actually, mine looks like it's already peeling open. I do see stuff in there though. So pretty much that sits like that. So we have it here. I cleaned it up and I blew into it. It blows out just fine. The problem is you can't find this, like this is a 2-year part. I don't know who else used it. For science, I kind of want to break this open. But at the same time, if I break it open, then I have to RTV it back together. That's fucked. But if you guys were wondering how those crankcase breathers work on an 06, 07, to replace that part, you have to buy a whole new valve cover. And this valve cover is $1,300 or $1,400 new. Thoroughbred Diesel sells them. I'm gonna have Josh hold the camera for this. So instead of breaking this open, I'm gonna give you guys some science and some backstory. This is a 372,000 mile truck. This is original, all right? So I'm gonna block off a hole. You hear it? I'm gonna block off the second hole. Hear it? There's, okay, it blows on it. Air coming out of there. So this is not clogged. Whatever is in here, hear that? This has to be a hollow tube, right? So if you guys are worried, there's probably shit on my lips, probably. Definitely shit on my lips. If you guys are worried about, fuck, I need to grab a different rag, about your crankcase breather clogging, on your 06, 07 trucks, don't worry about it. This is a hollow box. And what I have found out, this is the crazy part, is if you block off this front section and you blow into one or the other, these two lead to each other. So there is some sort of science behind it. So if we put this back, and then this is kind of what diverts the oil, if you guys can see it, because like this is a hard 90. So like that kind of is what diverts the oil from going here. Now I will say this is your main breather, and then any oil that gets in here drains to the crankcase. So if we block this one off and this gets full, it's going to drip oil. But if I run this just to the ground, any oil that's going to drip is not going to go to the crankcase anymore. It's going to drip to the ground. So that's why this one is tiny and this one is big, because more lessons here for you. The reason this one is small is for velocity. The reason this one is big is to not have velocity. So this one being big creates a low pressure area, whereas this one being small creates a higher pressure area, which means that oil has a higher chance of coming out of this one than it does this one. Now occasionally you'll get a drip, that's okay, but you have a much higher chance of getting a drip out of this if it was smaller. That's why they put the small one here and this one goes back to the block. Now, I didn't show Josh.
Hi.
This used to have a hole in the middle of it. It no longer has a hole in the middle of it. I welded both sides, grinded it down, made her pretty, and put some engine enamel on it. This is coated for 2,000 degrees. So, now we can throw this whole thing back together and the science is done. And I'm 100% labeling this video, Bertha has a hole in the block. Alright, so here's the old gasket. I don't know if it leaked or not. Here is the new Velcro gasket we're going to throw in there. And the nice thing, we'll be able to reuse that bolt. And hopefully this shouldn't leak for another 100,000 miles or so. We're not going to put anything on it. We're just going to send it just like that. And we got the mating surface all cleaned up down there, for the most part. And then I'm going to go and find... we're going to go try to find some actual hoses to put on these. So this was definitely not easy to get in there. But just so that we're on the same page, show you guys kind of where we're at. She is down in there. Hopefully it doesn't leak, because that would suck. And then we got a used actuator coming on Monday while I wait for the big actuator to come. So just to at least get us going. Now we can start fucking with these things here, because everything else is getting deleted. All right, so they didn't have a size this big, unfortunately. So we are gonna have to reuse this. I cleaned it up, and we're gonna dip this somewhere down deep into the engine bay. And then I also went and did get a hose for the other side. Now, if this actually pukes oil, which is what I'm hoping it doesn't do, but there is a chance we do lose a little bit of oil with this. If that becomes the case, I will just go to Catch Can, probably. So this was $15, so we're definitely using it. So I hope you guys learned some shit about this crankcase system. Now, this is gonna be a temporary. I'm not gonna run this like this forever, even though that's like the factory design. That's mainly a drain for oil, so any oil that gets into it is gonna have a higher chance of getting to that lower one. But I just didn't feel right blocking off one side. I know I could have and just gotten away with it. I didn't feel right doing it, because then oil would build up in there to the point, if that's blocked off, that it would eventually go out the other one anyway, so I'd rather just have them both open. Eventually, I'm gonna run a Catch Can to both, but I sat here and I made it nice. I took my time, and we have both tubes all zip tied together all the way up. So if we have any leaks, we'll see. It's a crankcase, so it's gonna leak. That's kind of the point of it. It's meant to vent air. But with some of the trailers I'm pulling, obviously I want to go with the Catch Can setup. And we can go over here and look at a 4th gen setup. And everybody and their brother runs these like 90-degree things that go up, and then a filter. And these all leak, every single one of them. But this is what people do. And even, I mean, for some of my customers, that's what we do. So realistically, the best way to solve this problem is to literally run a Catch Can with an open breather. You know, you drain it every now and again, but it doesn't get as bad. I'm not running that filter setup because I don't want that draining up on the top. So Bertha is back to having 0 leaks. There's not a single video on YouTube about this thing. So I need as many people as possible to see this video. I get so many questions about that, and there is no crankcase filter on an 06 or 07. So basically less maintenance. So now what we're gonna do is, I've been putting this off for a long time. A fuse right here. I've been meaning to fuse this second battery, because if this ever pulls out and touches this and it's on the battery side, this and this is all live. So right now it's off and then it goes back up to the front, but it's like that fuse up there will blow, but this one, there's no fuse here. So if this side pulls out, it'll blow the fuse up front. If this side pulls out, no fuse to blow. So I want to take care of that. And this is Bertha's second battery, by the way. All right, guys, so this is what I got right here. That's how she's gonna stay. This one's tight, this one's tight. So if this ever pulls out, get fucked. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be interesting. If this ever pulls out or this ever pulls out, we're fine, it's fused. But this mainly right here is our only sign of weakness. And I guess if this were to pull out up here and cause a problem, like it would blow the fuse. Actually, no. If this were to pull out and touch something, then it would be kind of fucked. But other than that, Bertha's been doing great. I'm getting all the tools cleaned up and everything. All right, so now the plan is we drive her, check for leaks. Also, I got that set up under there. Hopefully no leaks. I just topped off the oil. Hazel content. We'll pull it out. We're gonna drive her. I need to go get some degreaser because I want to respray everything underneath. I gotta find my big stuff. I had a whole tub of it somewhere. Yeah, right there. So I'm gonna take that with me. And we just fixed this. Put a bolt in that. Take this home. There's not much in there. I'm gonna have to buy more. But yeah, I gotta degrease the frame. I wanna get everything cleaned and make it look like it never had a leak. So I actually forgot to do this today. This was the first thing. This switch is going right here, because when I'm driving down the road, my thumb's here, or my middle finger's here, and then this is getting pulled out because I'm gonna be putting a 5-position switch here. So this will be gone as well. I just, I forgot about it. I knew I had 2 more things to do, but we'll just handle that stuff when we get home. Listen to this. She's whistling. All right, so we're gonna get the shop closed up and then we are done for the day. We're going out to dinner tonight. You know, one of the biggest reasons I don't worry about this thing being rattle canned is because of her. She comes over here and scratches the absolute fuck. That's her, that's her. All of this is from her. So I'm not worried about it being painted the way that it is, because when I get my nice truck, once we do the mega cab and all that, oh, it's gonna fucking suck that I'm gonna have to, it's gonna get ruined. See you guys in the next video. If you guys need something, you better book now, because I am headed to Miami here soon. It's only like a 4-day trip, but still, better book stuff. If not, I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so as you guys can see, not a single drop under the truck. We just went to Texas Roadhouse. That is AC water. See? So not a single drip, which is great. That means I did my job right.
No.
Stay.
Go ahead.
There we go. Yeah, so that was cool. Yeah, so Texas Roadhouse, we're done for the day.